All right. Welcome to another edition of Bullheaded Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Tyson, here again with Zoo and P-Bush. What's up, guys?
Doing well, man. Just hanging.
Sad week of fantasy football. I played against the man, Tyler Lockett, the legend. He dropped a 40 piece on me. I was up like 30 points, took the fat L, man. Oh, man.
Finally took a big loss, Andy, huh?
Oh,
finally
dude.
took a big one?
Dude, it's the worst when your team does really, really good, like dropping 150, thinking you got it in the bag, and then you see Tyler Lockett, like, I got to turn off the TV.
That's how you beat me a couple weeks back, man. I dropped like 150. 150, and Kamara drops 30 on Monday Night Football, and I lose. Oh, man.
Oh, man, regression, man. Regression to the mean.
Yep.
Yeah, fantasy can definitely be, well, in my case, very heartbreaking. Myself have been on I think it was a 4-game losing streak, but I finally got a win last week against Chad, actually. So,
shout out Chad.
You dropped Kenny and Drake, man. I saw that.
Listen, he starts going off as soon as I drop him, but it's seriously my fantasy luck. He starts going off as soon as I drop him. But it's all good.
Man.
Chase Edmonds, though.
I got him, man. I got Chase Edmonds, the Serious Sports League, man. Oh, man, I'm starting him next week.
Yeah, I think they're on a bye, Zoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got the job.
Yeah. But getting into the topic, our first topic, we wanted to get into basketball, and we want to talk a little bit about next year and the teams that could be contenders. Two teams that I think are going to come back really strong with the Nets and Golden State. As you know, Golden State is going to be coming back with a lot of firepower. They got the two guards, Clay and Steph, Draymond, and they also have, I think, the number 2 pick. So they could be in a position where they get a nice veteran or, a good guy in the draft. And then with Brooklyn, of course, you have Kyrie and KD and, Dinwiddie, LeVert, all those guys. But the question I want to ask the guys is, who do they see advancing farther? So basically, which one of those teams are going to get to the finals? And P-Bush, who you got?
This is tough because, obviously, as we've talked about a bunch, Zoo, the East is way easier than the West, especially looking into next year. A lot of teams getting stronger, coming back to full force, with hopefully without too many COVID procedures. We really don't know at this point. But this is tough. I personally think the Warriors will end up making the finals this year, or at least, facing the Lakers. I know, Zoo, you're a big LeBron guy, as we know, and KD's obviously on the Nets now, another one of your Mount Rushmores, supposedly. But I just think that the Warriors, they have way more chemistry. They are retaining 3 of their best players. Obviously, Wiggins is kind of a new guy there. I think he only played maybe 10 or 12 games prior to the COVID hitting. And obviously with the Warriors, with the one of the worst records in the league, they didn't really get a chance to play in the bubble. But Wiggins was playing relatively well. I think he was putting up about 19 a game, obviously without the Splash Brothers in the game. But it's good to know that, they have another athletic guy that can slash and, drive and kick back out to the Splash Brothers, or, allow Draymond Green to not necessarily have to run the quote unquote point when they're trying to run their shooters off the ball. I just think the Warriors have more set in stone at this point, not many changes. Whereas the Nets, dude, they have a new head coach. They have 2 guys with massive egos, all right, and KD and Kyrie. Kyrie always is throwing a fit on some sort of social media. And I don't know. I just don't see the Nets coming together in the first year. We kind of saw that a bit with the Clippers this year. They just put a bunch of talent together, said, hey, we have a great team on paper. Who do you trust? And a lot of people trusted the Clippers. They ended up kind of choking, not really knowing who's going to be getting the ball at the end. You got KD coming off an injury. There's a lot of factors with the Nets right now that I just don't see coming together fully, even with a possibly another shortened season. Who knows? My pick is going to be the Warriors, man. They're going to come back strong.
You know me, I'm going with my boy KD, man. Kevin Durant in the East, man. I'm sorry. The East is still so sad. You still got average. The really young Celtics team. You got Giannis in the Bucks. I do not fear the deer at all. Not even a little, man. Giannis is about to pack his bags and go to, I don't know where he's going to go, but he's leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. You know why? He's been in Greece all this time, man. He hasn't been chilling in Milwaukee. He went home in Greece to decompress, get away from America because he knows he messed up, man.
Oh,
and his brother Costas showing off the ring, showing off the bling that he missed out on, that he was supposed to play LeBron James and have an MVP matchup with Giannis versus the King, but we never got that. Such a shame. Such a shame. LeBron James, year 17, got it done, but Giannis just so pathetic, man. Learn how to shoot a jump shot, please, man. I'm sorry, Giannis and Ben Simmons. My Lord, pathetic. So obviously, I did not fear the deer. I did not fear the Bucks. So hey, what else you got? Miami. Your sleeper, Miami. They had a Cinderella season.
Ooh.
Bravo. I give you props for that. That's a terrific pick. The team, I think, is relatively going to stay the same this year. Do you agree? After year over year, they're going to stay the same. They're going to stay cap space. Try to go for Giannis or another like max free agent the next year.
I don't see them making a push again. This coming year. I think they're like you said, Zoo. They need another guy to help Jimmy Butler out, and they're not unless they make a massive trade. I don't see that happening. Do you see that happening?
They're not. The Bucks are not going to trade Giannis. They're going to go for the KD method. Stay for 1 year. Try to convince them that they're championship worthy. But sadly,
they could lose everything. They could lose everything.
I think it's worth it, dude. One season with Giannis is worth more to that franchise than all the rest of the years without. If they trade him, they're going to be irrelevant for a decade again. They strike diamond getting Giannis, man.
They did.
No one knew about Giannis. This guy worked his butt off, became an MVP.
But you're basing it on them getting ticket sales for him. Who knows if people are even going to be able to go to games? So I'm talking
about they're going to have one of their best seasons ever, and they're not going to see that again, like win-wise.
That's true.
Regular season, they're going to get their 50, 55 wins, or maybe 60 wins, depending on how many games they play this year. So that fan momentum of, okay, we're going to have another top 3 seed. You actually have a team that you could root for. When he leaves, it's going to be irrelevant. So sorry, Bucks fans. Just hope for the best, but
this year.
You see Kevin Durant. I'm saying Kevin Durant's going to return full 4. You know why?
Probably.
You know the man Dominique Wilkins tore his Achilles, who relies all on athleticism. This guy was the highlight machine, man. And that guy came back from an Achilles and was dropping 28 points. I'm like, what the heck?
It's a different era, Andy.
It is a different era, a more physical era.
Yeah.
I believe Kevin Durant, more of a finesse game, all jump shooting, doesn't have to rely on his athleticism as much as Dominique will come back full force, especially this recovery. He took over a year off. So he's fully recovered right now. Over a year of not playing basketball. He's going to be back better than ever. I don't bet against greatness. I just don't bet against greatness. It's not in my books.
The Warriors aren't great?
Dude, they're great too. They're great too, but
then don't bet against them. I'd say they're a better great team. KD had to join them.
That Warriors team was great when they had Kevin Durant.
They won without
him. Klay Thompson.
They won without him.
Durant never did. I don't think that was a great Warriors team. I thought that was a good Warriors team. But yeah, I said that first championship, the first one.
They were great.
They won 67. No, I don't think they were great.
How many wins, Andy?
They won 67 wins. 67 wins.
That's pretty damn good.
Okay, I'm just saying they beat a team without their second and third best player. I'm just saying.
That's fair.
I'm saying.
Who was that player? Who was that player?
Yeah, it was the LeBron James. I
thought you didn't bet against greatness. You should have bet against them there, and you would have won money. And if you pick the Warriors.
Oh my Lord.
All I'm saying is they've won without Durant. Durant never won without them.
But Kevin Durant with a Kyrie Irving as a sidekick who deserves to be a Robin. That dude tried to be Batman. He got it revoked by the Boston Celtics. Embarrassing. So this guy stick to his Robin role. Be the sidekick. Get your 25 points. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear you on social media.
You think that's going to happen?
Say that. I hope so. I hope Kevin Durant gives him a talking to. Say that Steve Nash is not the head coach. What the hell are you talking about? Everybody's the head coach? What does that even mean? I don't even know what he's talking about, man. Are you kidding me? Steve Nash got hired to be the head coach and let that man coach. Even though as a rookie coach, I don't know, it's going to be pretty hard dealing with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert. They got a lot of ball handlers, dominant ball handling players. So they got to be able to spread the ball.
They got Jared Allen, who's a solid rebounder.
Rim protector. They got Joe Harris, the white sniper. So they got all the ingredients to have a championship team. They just got to put it together. And in the East is wide open. Wide open.
It is, but do you think they'll actually get it together?
I'm just saying the Celtics and the Heat are the two biggest teams they got to worry about.
Yeah. What about the Raptors?
No. I told you about the Raptors. They're a nice regular season team. They're a Cinderella story. Great coaching, great defense. But you saw when it mattered most. What's his face? ICP? Oh, yeah, ICP.
Oh, my God.
Get it done, man.
So bad.
Mentally, that still messed him up. And that's going to linger. Maybe a little Nick Anderson effect. It's going to linger in his mind. Yeah, I said it. Nick Anderson.
Oh.
Spike ICP, man. I don't know. That guy needs to get a jump shot.
He
needs a jump shot.
It didn't affect Kawhi. You remember when Kawhi missed those free throws that allowed Ray Allen? He came back pretty strong.
That was pretty bad. Him and Ginobili both
yeah.
free throws. Pretty
There's people that come back, but I don't like Pascal Siakam's game. I honestly think that now the Raptors are like the Rockets of the West, or of the East, technically, just because they're such a regular season team. But I never see them actually advancing and continuing to win. But dude, I agree. I think the Celtics may end up being the biggest threat unless the Bucks somehow pull it together, which I think we both agree they probably won't.
I'll be betting $0 on them.
I'm interested to see if the Heat make a move, in whatever way. Probably not for Giannis, but if they do, or if somehow these Tyler Heroes, the Duncan Robinsons, they keep taking the next step, they could still be a contender next year. I think that they're a team that people now realize they can't just set aside, and I just think that they're a better overall team than a lot of the teams in the East. Just very balanced, but. I think it's going to come down to more of how Kyrie plays on the Nets, more so than Kevin Durant. Because Kevin, like you said, KD's going to get 30 a game. He's going to do his thing. But can Kyrie keep composed? I don't know, man. I honestly don't. Especially with that, they're pretty big egos, man.
Oh, yeah. Kyrie Irving and KD have massive egos, but they deserve massive egos because they're stars in this game. And they're going to get it done in the East. And I hope they get it done. Do you know why? Because they're going to be seeing the king, LeBron James,
my God.
in the finals. And how sweet is it going to be for AD and LBJ versus Kyrie and KD?
That's what pretty great.
They better. I want them to hold their end of the bargain. I want these teams to make it. I don't want these Cinderella stories to make it to the finals.
Why?
Do you know why? I'm just going to bet a ton of money on LeBron James to get it done because he ain't losing the Cinderella. He ain't losing the Cinderella. He only loses to super teams.
Except the Mavs.
Yeah, yes. Okay, yes.
I'm always going to throw that in. Don't you worry.
Oh, dude. It's always going to be brought up. After that. That was pre-Mavs, man. I don't even count that as that LeBron because that LeBron was embarrassing. 17
PM AM for LeBron, pre-Mavs, after Mavs, man. That's how LeBron lives his life.
Yeah, before. Oh man!
I definitely would say that the pre-Mavs and post-Mavs is the thing for LeBron because I guess I think that was when that 2010 or 2011 when that Mavs collapse happened.
11.
Yeah. So you could kind of tell that his career is in two tails. I guess right after that Mavs, he kind of. I think he lost to the Spurs, so yeah, that was kind of I think he should have won that. I think that was 2014.
Yeah.
But transitioning to maybe another contender in the East. They call it the process. Trust the process. Philadelphia 76ers. They've had a lot of offseason moves lately. Last postseason, not only did they make the playoffs last year, was not great for them. They have two huge stars in Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And Daryl Morey got, I guess, hired to oversee basketball operations, which I guess is, I don't know what position that is, but he's going to be making a lot of influence on moves. And one move he might have to make is moving Simmons or Embiid. So the question to the guys is, who would you move if you was Daryl Morey? If you had to move, that didn't mean it's going to happen, but if you had to move one of the two, Simmons or Embiid, who would you move? And Zoo, I'll give you the first crack at it.
It's sad to say this, but I got to move Joel Embiid, the big fella, man. Yes, I said it. Joel Embiid, the guy I said that reminisces Hakeem Olajuwon, but this ain't the right era. This ain't the right era, man. I'm sorry. Joel Embiid was dominant in the playoffs, especially this year. He was dropping 30 points.
30 and 15?
He was balling. But you know what happened? He got swept, man. He got swept by a Celtics team it's a good team, nice, solid team. But not anything too crazy out there based on talent wise. I see the Celtics.
You were all over the Celtics.
Yeah, because in the East, I was just I don't like the Bucks.
Okay,
I was I'll pick the Celtics, man. I didn't want to pick them. It was just and they're left over, so I picked them. But I'm seeing Joel Embiid dominate in the paint, but I'm sorry, as a center, it is so hard to dominate in this game, even though he has a 3-point shot. But the injury issue is still there. I like the injury issue, even though Ben Simmons also has been injured pretty consistently too. So both of these guys are pretty much I would consider them Band-Aids now. So based on that, especially, but Joel Embiid is a 7-footer, so the risk of injury, bigger impact on bigger dudes. Yep. Yeah.
Ben Simmons is 6'10".
That's 6'10". There's a difference between 6'10" and 7'7", man. There's a massive difference. He's got a lot more weight. He's carrying like 275, 280. Like he was a little out of shape in the playoffs. So I'm just saying that Joel Embiid, he could get assets. And this is what I would do if I traded Joel Embiid. Try to get as many wings and shooters to be around Ben Simmons. Try to go the Milwaukee Bucks method of having like nice role players, shooters, and I think that can accelerate them to be a top 3 seed. To that method. Dude, I don't know who's out there. I don't know who wants Joel Embiid. What?
Did that work for the Bucks? No,
but it got them a number 1 seed, and that's still impressive.
Okay,
I'm not saying this is going to win them a title. I'm not saying this is going to win a title because unless Ben Simmons develops a mid-range. No. Ben Simmons ain't developing a mid-range. I'm sorry.
And that's why I'm trading him.
You're trading him?
I'm trading Ben Simmons.
And you're building on Joel Embiid, the big fella?
Yeah. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because so first of all, actually, if I was the GM, I would actually personally let it play out a year, right?
Yeah,
if we're saying because it's a new head coach, totally new system, they've only played under Brett Brown. I think I was reading that Simmons and Embiid have actually only played a season, 2 seasons worth of basketball games together, a little bit less than 2 seasons. If you're talking 82 game season, right? Now you talked about both of them being somewhat injury prone, but dude, Ben Simmons, man. I honestly think he's one of the most overrated stars in the league because Andy, you talk about all in this league how you don't like big men because they can't shoot, they can't stretch the floor. Can Ben Simmons do that? No, at all. Absolutely not.
Awful.
Embiid can stretch the floor better than Simmons can. And when Embiid is playing in the post, when Simmons is in the game, the only reason people play the Sixers so well is because all you got to do is force Simmons into the lane with a shot blocker that clogs up Embiid and Simmons at the same time, and both of their options are gone because Simmons is trying to drive the lane, wants to dump it off to Embiid, but now everybody's in the lane because you just clog Simmons because he can't shoot the ball. It just doesn't make sense having them both on the floor. Now, like you said, yes, Embiid, he got swept in the first round. That was partially due to just one, Al Horford, who I think we both can agree may be the most overpaid player in the NBA. More than damn Al Horford.
Dude, that dude's one of the most overrated basketball players I've ever seen. He's been a multi-all-star in the Eastern Conference because it's the Eastern Conference. Makes it pretty much every year that he starts in basketball.
Right.
My Lord, he was
somehow. He's so slow. He's a liability on defense. I mean, yes, he can still hit a jump shot. He's got a decent post game. But, dude, if you want to talk about making a trade first, you got to get that Al Horford contract out.
Who the hell is stupid enough to trade for Al Horford? Give me a team that's stupid enough.
Maybe the Phoenix Suns or something like that.
Maybe Phoenix Suns and Sacramento Kings.
Exactly. I was going to say one of those two. But, look, you'd obviously have to give up draft picks, too, if you're going to want, to take that contract off your books. You'd have to entice it. But Morey's very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
He made, he brought Harden and Chris Paul together. He knows what he's doing. He's a big analytics guy. But dude, look, Embiid is your franchise player. It's not Ben Simmons. And I think everybody's come to realize that, just the effect that Embiid has on the game. And I think, yes, you could get more if you were to trade Embiid, but do you want Simmons on your team? I would trade Simmons to the Timberwolves for the first overall pick. And then I'd trade.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
No. You're the Sixers.
To play with Cat.
No. So if you were the Sixers, you would trade Ben Simmons for the first overall pick now.
Yeah, plus something else. Yeah, and not just straight up. Absolutely. For Ben Simmons.
Oh no,
dude, he gives you like 16 and 8 a game. He gives you 16 and 8.
Dude, stop it. If the Chicago Bulls can get Ben Simmons, let go.
Let's get it. That's fine. Make that trade. Dude, get Ben Simmons out of there. You need to bring some young talent that can stretch the floor because that's not what they have right now. They have Al Horford running with Embiid right now, and they're going to bring in Ben Simmons. You want to talk about 3 horrible players clogging up the lane? They're not horrible players, but you know what I mean? It's a horrible situation when they're clogged. Yeah. And they just can't run their offense well. Now, that's why I'm saying I would give it a year because I think Doc Rivers will know how to manipulate things and allow them
get
to
it done.
It's all on Doc Rivers now.
It's all nice contract.
It's all on Doc
guaranteed
Rivers.
Money.
You agree?
You got some all-star level players. Like he gotta at least make it to the conference finals in the East.
Yeah,
like, he didn't make it once in the West after 7 years, but in the East, my Lord, man, this dude keeps getting job after job offer. It's a great job offer. This is a great job offer.
Yeah, this is a great job offer. He's got he's got absolute raw talent to play with. I think, like I said, I prefaced it with I would not make the trade at first. If anything, I would move Horford first. If you could do it, let these guys, the other 2 stars play together for a year. But if I got to get rid of a guy, man, I just personally don't like Ben Simmons in the current day NBA. He's a big guy. We've seen the similar system with Milwaukee, and it's not going to get them a championship because their best player, quote unquote, if you want to say he's better than Embiid, which maybe, I don't think he is, he's not going to get it done. It's just a star player. You can't give him the ball and guarantee that he's going to score. You can with Embiid.
I give you that. He's a way better scorer, way more reliable as a playoff scorer.
Better defender.
One isolation. I don't know about that. Ben Simmons is all NBA defense.
He's a good defender.
He guard all 5 positions. Very
but a rim protector is rare. A rim protector is rare in this game.
I'll still take Ben Simmons. He guard point guards to centers.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
True.
Point guards to centers. So as a defender, this guy's all NBA defense. I still believe in his talent. I think he has superstar potential, but man, that jump shot, man.
He's got to work on it.
I hope Glenn Doc Rivers figures it out to get that man a new shooting coach and entice him to shoot the ball because they ain't getting it done without him shooting the ball.
Hire Ray Allen, man. Doc's got that.
Yeah,
that'd be the only way.
That might be a good idea.
Honestly, get Ray out. He's a composed guy. He'd be a good assistant.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Ben Simmons would probably, like, if you had to trade one of the 2, I think Ben Simmons would get more. You would get more back for Ben. But I think knowing Daryl's history, he would definitely get rid of Embiid. Even though Embiid shoots threes and does other stuff, I just think with Daryl, how he constructed Houston, I think Ben would be the guy he'd probably keep. But who knows? I can see Daryl because he's just like that. He's a super analytics guy. I could see him doing some crazy, like, trade scenario where both of them got out of there, and he just had a bunch of shooters and Chris. I could see something weird like that because I don't think with Russell, I don't think that was his idea. I think when he got Russell out of Houston, I think that was just more meant I guess the president and James.
I think it was James Harden and Chris Paul just beefing.
Yeah, it was their beef.
I think Daryl is just a mastermind with a bunch of stuff. I don't think he's a super great GM because I still don't believe.
What?
I don't think he's great because I still believe he believes in a 3-point shot, and no team outside of Golden State. And to be honest, if we want to keep it real, Golden State won it that year when LeBron had his players hurt. But when LeBron was full strength, Golden State didn't beat them. And then they ran and got KD, who is a 3-point guy, but he's a bigger guy. They didn't do it with just guards. They didn't do it with just guards.
You need some sort of interior / game. You have to have that option, which is why they got Wiggins, personally. That's why I think they got Wiggins and got rid of D'Lo.
They got Wiggins because that was a piece of asset they could flip again.
Sure,
they got D'Lo to trade, and then they got Wiggins to trade.
Yeah, but you don't need D'Lo. You don't need D'Lo, but you could get a slasher and an athletic guy that Clay and Steph really aren't athletic guys. They needed somebody who could come in and just slash and throw the ball down, run the floor, run the fast break.
Do you know who he could be? Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, that's a better version of Harrison Barnes is what he needs to be, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which isn't very hard to do, right, Andy?
Yeah, that dude was a brick machine, man. That's why they lost, man. I still remember that.
I agree.
They just left Harrison Barnes wide open in the corner, and he kept breaking threes, man. That's why they lost that series, man.
He was the playoff P that year, that's for sure.
He was, man. My Lord. At least he doesn't talk and brag about his skills
that's
George, but my
Lord, that guy. Getting into the last topic of tonight, we're going to switch to football. This has been an age-old debate probably since Tom Brady's second or third Super Bowl. And a lot of people want credit. I mean, that's what everyone wants in life. And there's been a lot of debate around who's been more impactful for the Patriots dynasty. Tom Brady, of course, he's the quarterback. He's won the Super Bowls. He's had a lot of come from behind wins. Even the Super Bowls he lost, they've been really close games. And then Bill, of course, I think through Tom's first couple of Super Bowls, he relied heavily on defense. And Bill Belichick is a defensive mastermind. So I'm going to ask the guys tonight for the last question. Who do they think is the most impactful person in the Patriots dynasty? And P. Bush, I'm going to go ahead and end it with you. Who you got?
Oh, man. Dude, this is, like you said, Sean, age-old question, honestly, for the past 10 years, honestly. They had a dynasty for almost 20. For me, it's almost a progression. Andy, I don't know if you'll follow me on this, but I think that, obviously when Brady came into the league, he wasn't a stud. He just wasn't.
Not even a little.
Not even a little. So I think that at the beginning, Belichick molded Brady to the NFL player that he was. And I would say probably around once they had like one or two Super Bowls, I think Brady really started coming into his own because obviously they had a great defense. They had solid running games. They had good receiving core for Brady to work with. They had a fantastic offensive line his entire career. But I think that where Brady really stepped in, and I think what was a pivotal moment for him was when they got Randy Moss. Because I think Brady, as he got better, obviously, that was Brady's 50 touchdown season. But I think that was the big thing that the Patriots realized was Brady is a huge free agent and trade draw. He's very good at, convincing players to come play for the Patriots. And then when they come to the Patriots, Belichick molds them into the Patriots way, quote unquote, right? But if you're talking pure gameplay, I think that I'd say after they started getting Randy Moss, Brady was mainly calling almost all of the shots on offense. Belichick was obviously carrying the defense, maybe stepping in on big offensive calls, right? I would say maybe he would advise there. But I think if you're talking talent-wise, for at least the past 10 years, it's mainly been Brady leading them. But I think that Belichick's influence on Brady and just the Patriots organization and his such high expectations that he holds and wanting perfection, and he's so stoic and he doesn't give praise that much until he finally just actually wins the Super Bowl. It's the only time he shows emotion. I got to give it to Belichick early for creating Brady to then leading that dynasty. I would say for about the second half of the dynasty. So I'd say it's a good mixture, but if we're talking recent years, it's probably been all Brady, as we see with his ability to bring talent to Tampa.
Absolutely, man. I'm going with Tom Brady, man. I love Bill Belichick as a coach. He does a lot to hide on defense. So if the offense is struggling like the last couple of years, he has an elite defense to rely on and give you a chance to win. But what Tom Brady's done this year
ridiculous.
Is a 40. Unbelievable. I saw it come. I have Tom Brady on a lot of fantasy teams because I saw the weapons. But you know what he's doing? His ability to recruit. And you know me, I love when a player can influence others to come back. You know why? Gronkowski was retired, man. But he's like, man, Tom Brady's in Tampa. Great weather. I get to play with my boy Tom again. I'm coming out of retirement and playing football even after a couple years, man. He was struggling with injuries and the amount of pain he had. He's
elbow.
Yeah, exactly. This guy was in a lot of pain, especially playing the tight end position the way he plays. He plays like a Marshawn Lynch, just trucking people over when he gets the ball. So the way he plays just destroyed his body. But he came back and he saw Tom Brady down there. And that ability to influence. And who do you got now? Antonio Brown, baby.
My God.
He got Antonio Brown, the guy with the most issues off the court I've ever seen. And this guy just gets opportunity after opportunity, man. Off the court, he looks like an absolute disaster. But on the court, we got the second coming of Jerry Rice with those statistics, man. 1,000-yard seasons like it's
oh my God, dude. Don't even go there.
Dude, Antonio Brown. That stretch of 5 to 6 years in, the lowest number of touchdowns he got was 9 touchdowns in 1,200 yards. Are you kidding me? This dude was a fantasy superstar. I missed having an opportunity to draft this dude, but now I got him on the bench, baby. I picked him up in every one of my leagues. Antonio Brown is back with a Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Mike Evans. They're all giving in to Chris Godwin. They don't care about targets right now. They care about winning. And the ability to change culture is crazy. Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is a losing franchise, man. There's a reason why they got the number 1 pick in Jameis Winston, man. They've been losing a lot of games. And Tom Brady's ability to influence, obviously he got AB. Like Bruce Arians wanted nothing to do with Antonio Brown.
Right.
Him like a clown. Like, we don't want that in the locker room. But Tom Brady's like, I'll take care of this dude, and we're going to get W's, man, because it's about winning a Super Bowl, man. Yeah. This guy takes pay cuts because he's got a wife that's a supermodel making lots of money. That's all Tom Brady, baby. The ability to give money to other teammates. That value about taking pay cuts is inspirational, especially for a man that's he's MVP caliber. This guy deserves the max. Produce whatever the top line, like 30, 35 million, whatever. Yeah, exactly. So this guy's been taking pay cuts. Even this year, 25 million, not that much money for a guy performing close to MVP level now, especially the last couple of games, especially just straight up dominate, dropping like 5 touchdown games. I'm just like, this dude's 43 years old, and he's playing like an MVP. He got the weapons. He picked the spot with the great defense that complemented his ability on offense. So I give all the props to Tom Brady. This guy is defying father time like it's nothing. Yeah, I feel like he could play another like year or two. Like definitely, he still has like a year left on his contract.
He could probably play 3 years, including this year.
Man. Maybe, man. But I don't know how many rings does this guy need, man. Like, geez, he already got 6 rings. He's going for his 7th ring.
What's his motivation? What's his motivation?
I don't know. Is the most rings in NFL history?
Proving that he is.
Proving he could do it without.
Guy?
He could do it without Bill Belichick, which is a luxury that many other elite quarterbacks never got a great defensive coach. Obviously, you see Mike McCarthy get exposed as the joke he is down in the Dallas Cowboys that Aaron Rodgers had to deal with. That mess. I don't know how he got the job.
Effect, man.
Oh, seriously, man. You get a great player, you win a Super Bowl. They're like, oh, this guy's a great coach. No, he got an opportunity to play with an MVP caliber player. He got to coach Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You better be getting W's. You got 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you got some wins.
He only got 1.
Good for you. Exactly.
Only got one. But he did win. He did win a Super Bowl.
Okay. But that was all Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, but I do want to say that real quick. Tom Brady seems to like troubled wide receivers, man, because he tried to do the same thing with Josh Gordon a couple of years back, man. And that one, he was like, "Come on, Bill, we can do this, right?" And Bill's like, "All right, I'll whip him into shape." And that never happened. So
that was a disaster.
Do you believe that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady can whip Antonio Brown into shape and get him to buy in?
I think the difference is Josh Gordon had an addiction, so he couldn't control his actions. Antonio Brown, I don't know, he's just stupid. That dude was just stupid, man. The stuff he was texting, throwing chairs out of hotels. This guy's a moron. But he knows this is his last opportunity to get an NFL contract. Last opportunity.
Yeah. Very true. But, dude,
COVID's going around. He ain't going out.
You realize the majority of the NFL, they all pretty much smoke weed, right? It's just the ones that don't get caught. And Josh Gordon just couldn't go without it for even a day or two to not get caught.
He was legitimately addicted.
It's not that out of the ordinary. It just came. And obviously, he got tested more, obviously, because of the first time and so on. But honestly, I'm excited to see Antonio Brown. I mean, can he play this week, or does he have to skip
next week?
Next week, so week 9. Okay, it'll be fun, dude. I mean, there's so many.
Tom Brady with AB against the Saints secondary. Woo! 100 yards, baby. Let's go.
It's gonna be a big game.
With this new toy, Chris Godwin broke his finger, got injured.
They need him.
Yeah, he could be the number 1 option, legit. Number 1 option.
With Mike Evans, him and Mike. It's gonna be amazing.
Leonard Fournette, Joe, Super Bowl bound, man. Super Bowl bound.
Against your boy.
They're going to get to Tampa? You think they're going to Tampa? They're going to go all the way?
Yeah. I had a beginning of the year, Tom Brady versus Mahomes. That's a little about my heart of what I want to see. And, I saw the QBs in defense and coaching. Obvious picks, man. Obvious picks. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I agree.
I feel like Tom is a magnet. I feel like he always gets like either the trouble receiver or the receiver that gets cut for something crazy, and then he ends up with Tom. Tom has that effect where he always just gets the guy who's, he didn't produce. Like, I could totally see a scenario like if OBJ got hurt, but like if he had got cut by the Browns somehow for something stupid, I could see Tom like, OBJ is a great player. Let's go down here in Tampa. That's why I feel like Tom's going to extend his like playing to like. What is he, 40 now? He could be 42, 43 because he's smart. He went down to Tampa, great defense, warm weather like NFC South. Like, you really only have the Saints. Like, he's a smart dude. Tom's no dummy. He knows what he's doing.
He's 43 now. He's 43 now as of 3 months.
He's 43 now. Okay.
He could play till he's 45.
I don't know. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
45.
5 years out from 50 years old. It's like you'd be only 5. That would be 5 years out from being 50, man. It's like you're like a grandpa, and this dude could be balling in the NFL still. That's crazy.
He would have outlasted Adam Vinatieri, who is the oldest player, and he was a kicker, man, not a quarterback. Oh,
really quick. Who do you think retires first, LeBron or Brady? It's a legitimate question.
I would still say Brady.
Yeah, probably
LeBron.
Brady.
He's playing until he's 40.
Yeah, I agree.
He's 35 now, or he'll be 36.
Yeah. He's probably got four years. I think he might be 39 or 40. Yeah, I think if he wins one more ring, he might be satisfied.
Nah. Yeah. He's going for 6, baby. He's going for 6. Because when they say Jordan's 6 for 6, he'll be like, I got 6 titles and I got more finals appearances, man. Dude, it's about finals appearances, man. I'll take gold medals and silver medals, man. Silver medals still count.
They don't give those out in the NBA, though. They don't give out anything. You get to walk off the court and go in silence. That's what you get.
Finals taking your jersey off. Impressive, man. Some teams don't even got a title appearance, man. Some franchises.
You think Allen Iverson is satisfied?
Yes. That's why he's all-time great. He made the finals,
I don't
man.
You ever heard what he says? If I'm at a table of NBA greats who have won championships, I'm the quietest one there.
Yeah.
Because they've won more than me. They did what I wanted.
Yep.
That's what he always said.
He was just on a very average team. That's why.
Hey, like Eric Snow, a bunch of scrubs.
Actually, they had a solid team. They had the defensive player. They had the defensive player of the year, the sixth man of the year, the MVP, and coach of the year that year.
Do you know why? Allen Iverson. That was the only reason why. Because they won because they were the number 1 seed, and they gave all the awards to the number 1 seed. A bunch of dummies. Because Eric Snow, 6 man, stop. Just stop.
I don't know, man. I think Shaq could have won MVP that year.
Probably.
He had Kobe, man. He had Kobe in his prime, dropping 28.
Oh, all I remember is Ty Lue getting stepped over, and now he's on the bench again in LA.
I got a question. I just bring this question up. When did Ty Lue become such a coveted head coach? When did every damn team's like, oh, the Rockets want him. Oh, the Sixers want him. Oh, the Lakers did want him.
Exactly.
Oh, my Lord. Ty Lue. What did that guy do, man? I know it's the LeBron effect, but my Lord. That guy, give that a man.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid, too.
He's getting paid.
5 years fully guaranteed, $7-8 million.
Boy.
He better win a title.
Thank you.
He better win a title with the Clippers.
Hey, they're second favorites right now.
Yeah, they should win, man. They should win. They got too much talent.
They definitely do. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Kind of went on a tangent there. It always comes back to LeBron, but hey, no one's complaining about that. I mean, like you said, he's the king right now, so he gets his just due. But just want to make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also on Instagram and Twitter, we're bullheaded_pod, put a lot of great content up. And as always, peace.